Hi everyone, welcome to World of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is a replay sent to me by Agent Infinity. And Agent Infinity is flying around in his little T54 light tank on Miravanka. Miravanka's a map that MI6 has been playing a lot of clan wars on lately at tier 8 and tier 10. And he's going out to do exactly the right thing in this tank and do a little bit of early spotting for his team. Now Agent Infinity from Anzaf clan has sent me a few replays and he often has some absolutely awesome games, and this is just one of them. Lucky to dodge that shot from the T49. If that T49 shot had hit him, I reckon he might have been in a world of pain and this game could have turned out entirely different. Now looking at the mini map, you can see there's quite a few tanks on Agent Infinity's team that are going for the Magic Forest. There's also a few up here which are going to sit back and do a little bit of sniping while Agent Infinity and his side try and dish some damage out. Looks like the T59 got a shot into the other T54 Lightweight. That's not going to stop Agent Infinity. He's up there doing a bit of spotting. And at this stage, he is doing a hell of a job. You can see there's quite a few enemy tanks in that forest. And Agent Infinity gets a nice shot into the side of that Pershing. But he knows there's an IS-3, there's a T-34, which is the premium American tank, and also that Type 64, the little Tier 6 Chinese premium tank going into that forest. Puts a blind shot in to try and shoot that other T49 that was lit on the other side of the map, and it looks like on the western side it looks like the Agent Infinity's team has gone to a bit of a standstill. I've seen that KV4 up there and either they can't pen it or they're just not sure what to do. They're probably hoping artillery puts a few shots into them. But that T49 on the other side of the map has been quite menacing to the T32. Puts a blind shot into the T34. Looks like it might have went through. And he's utilising a good reload and gun handling of the T54 Lightweight to put some more damage into the T34. It's always good when the top tier heavy tanks on the enemy side have been whittled down to a lot less hit points. Now the T-34 gets killed and Agent Infinity's side are winning 2-1, but it's not over yet. Agent Infinity's now going up probably to try and spot that Type 64 that was last seen back there and to see what else might be camping at the back. Maybe the tank destroyers. Very lucky to land that shot of the Type 64. It is quite a quick tank once it gets going. Now there's a building there. Puts a blind shot in, but that doesn't work. Now remember these blind shots that he's doing at the end of the game. You'll know what I mean when we get to the end. Now he's looking for that bulldog, but there's a lot of terrain between him and the bulldog. Now you'd think that Agent Infinity's side would win that engagement in the Magic Forest, but the two tank destroyers that are down here sort of just waiting for shots, if they're not getting shots they really need to move in and take advantage of the numbers, because on this side it's only a Cheeto and a T-34-3. They're really getting absolutely hammered. Now there's an IS-3 there, which is a very dangerous tank to take on head-on in a T-54 Lightweight, but there's also a T-49 and a Pershing, which is going to be quite easy to pen. He really needs to wait till that IS-3 fires, which the IS-3 just has. And that last shot that he was auto-aimed at the T-49 actually missed and hit the T-54 Lightweight, which was a waste of a shot, but luckily all he did was track him. Now he's doing the right thing here, waiting till he's got the IS-3's side, and he should be able to keep outrunning the IS-3's turret. Lucky not to be tracked by that artillery shot, and he's still staying away from the enemy turret, and he takes out an IS-3, which is always good to get rid of an IS-3. But in that engagement the other side absolutely collapsed and the scoreboard is now 6-12. So it's 3 versus 9. 3 tanks versus 9. Bit of a waste of a shot there, the T49. That's going to come back to haunt him pretty soon. Now, he's getting aggressive on the T49 because he can, because he's got the hit points, and the T49 could quite easily flank those tank destroyers. Auto aims at the T49, gets a shot into him, and he knows his reload's going to be a hell of a lot better. Another wasted shot. You look at the damage counter, he's already had an awesome game. He's already got a WN8 of over 3,500. He's done over 2,000 damage. He's only got 2 normal shells left. And the T9 waffle takes out that T49. So now it's a 3 versus 8 battle. Now there's at least one tank on the enemy cap, on Agent Infinity's cap, and it looks like the AMX 48 is going for it. Bounces the shot from the Type 64 and takes him out of the game. Now Agent Infinity is heading to the base. He sees the T28 prototype. He thinks that could be the guy capping, but it's not. But it does take him out of the game anyway. 1 or 2 artillery shots going off. Now, even though it's now a 2 versus 6 battle, 3 of those 6 enemy tanks are artillery, so they're not going to have the mobility or the view range that Agent Infinity has. Now he's got premium ammunition loaded because he really wants to make sure he can penetrate that Centurion. He's already reset the cap, so there's no great rush. He gets rid of that Centurion. Now the score's 10-13, but that Bulldog with his auto loader is putting a hell of a lot of pain into that waffle, and the Tier 9 waffle gets killed. Now Agent Infinity can see the T28 is following him around, kills the Bulldog, and for a minute it was a 1 versus 5 battle. Now it's a 1 versus 4. Now the T28 was last seen around here, but have a look at Agent Infinity's ammo count. He's got 5 premium shells and 4 high explosive shells. Is that going to be enough to take 4 enemy tanks out of the game? 5 kills, 3,781 damage that we've seen. There were some blind shots, so he could have done a little bit more. The mod pack I use, which shows you how much damage you've done, only works on damage that you've seen being done. And Agent Infinity now is probably running over here just to take a little bit of time and also relocate, work out what he's going to do, and also have a bit of a breather from that intense battle that he was involved in the Magic Forest on the 9-0 line. Now it's moving up. It knows the T28 was last spotted at E8. I guess he's hoping that the T28 is going to stay there. He pauses for his binoculars to fire up. It's a part of the battle I don't actually remember from watching it last night. Oh, he puts in the chat, any tips? But he's going to be worried about his ammunition. He's only got 9 shells left. There's the Tier 9 artillery. He needs to get around. Tier 9 artillery fires and misses. And Agent Infinity picks up his 6th kill, picks up his top gun, and kills him. But now he's only got 3 premium shells left and 4 high explosives. It might have been a good idea to use those high explosive shells, but you never know what's going to happen. What he does know, or I don't know if he realised it in the game, but while he was engaging that French Tier 9 artillery, both of the other artilleries shot at him. Now the T28 spotted him over there, which means the artillery will have to be aiming in on him. or running if he's reasonably close. He's still got high explosive ammunition loaded. And now he's changed to premium ammo. If he's going to take out this T28, he's going to need his premium ammunition shells, his APCR. Yeah, he's using the ridge lines and these bushes for concealment, and he spotted the American artillery, and that's why he's loaded his high explosive rounds again. Now, he did get a shot there that might have been from the M12, the tier 7 arty, and there it is. Now, he's got premium loaded again, and he puts a shot into that M12. He doesn't want to waste all of his premium shells. He knows the M12's just fired, and he's reloading high explosive again. Gets the M43, a good roll there of over 300 damage with his high explosive, and he takes out the tier 8 American SPG, the M4043. Now he's got 2 high explosive shells left. Only takes one though to get rid of. Only takes one to get rid of the M12. Of course, now he's realised he's nearly out of ammunition. He's got 3 shells left, 2 APCR shells and 1 high explosive. He's letting his team know that. Now in this situation, there's 3 minutes left of the game. I don't know what he's going to do. What would you have done? Of course, that tier 9 artillery players put in the chat, some say that's not overpowered, the T54 Lightweight, but to be fair, any light tank in close quarters with an artillery is going to kill the artillery. So you can see Agent Infinity's picked up 8 kills. There's only 1 tank left. It's the T28, heavily armoured at the front, no turret, no speed, and you wouldn't imagine that the T28 would have a good view range compared with the T54 Lightweight. But now he's trying to spot him. He's seen him. His sixth sense hasn't gone off, but the battle timer alarm has. And of course, he puts a shot into him for 250 hit points, and of course now he is spotted. Now he's got 1 premium shell left and 1 high explosive. I think to win this game, he needs to set him on fire or something like that. I would think the T28 is probably a little bit too close to the red cap circle for Agent Infinity to try and cap the game out. A few comments about people's stats and WN8 and what colour they are in the chat. Probably not the kind of thing that Agent Infinity, not the kind of conversation Agent Infinity wants to get involved in a game which is as close as this is. Now he knows he's not spotted, and the T28 has fired. APCR loaded again. But that was never going to penetrate, and now he's only got 1 high explosive shell with 30 seconds left on the clock. What's he going to do? Is it going to be a draw where everybody loses? Of course, as far as statistics go, a draw is a loss for everybody involved. And he gets taken out. Absolute heartbreak. Absolute heartbreak for Agent Infinity in that game. A brilliant second half, a brilliant finish, Probably not for Agent Infinity, but not the result he was after. But he had a brilliant game nonetheless. Even though it was a defeat, he picked up a Mastery Ace Tanker badge, a Bruiser, Duelist and Fire for Effect medal, the Radley Walters for picking up 8 or 9 kills. We got 8 kills. Pascucci's medal for killing 3 artillery. Defender for reducing the hit points when reducing the cap points when that Centurion was sitting on his flag. High caliber, and of course the Top Gun for picking up 6 kills. Looking at all the tanks that Agent Infinity spotted, killed, and damaged, you can see why he had an absolutely massive game. And looking at the second page of the post-game battle results, sorting it by damage, a hell of a lot of passengers in that game. Only 4 tanks scored more than 1,000 hit points of damage, and of course Agent Infinity got over 5.5 or nearly 5,500, and that gave him a base experience rate of 1,631, which is a massive score in anyone's language. That's 400 more than the Walker Bulldog, who on the enemy side, who also had an awesome game, doing 2,500 damage and 1,000 spotting at tier 7. But in the tier 8 light tank, the T54 Russian light tank, nearly 5,500 damage, 8 kills, 1,631 base experience. And even without a premium account and firing all those gold rounds, he still made 25,000 credits, simply because he absolutely almost carried that game. You can see the game went for nearly the full amount of time, and it was just a lucky shot for that T28, who only did 2 rounds of damage, camping at the back. Looks like he didn't really do much at all. He only put 2 shells of damage out, but that second shell that he did, which killed Agent Infinity, was enough for his side to win the game. Bad luck, Agent Infinity. That was a great game by anyone's language. Thanks for the replay. I really enjoyed watching it, and I hope you did too. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.